Hello, hello, hello. As always, we need to do a sound check. Just to make sure I have my Yeti microphone up here. Right here. Make sure you guys can hear me. I'm glad I still have my voice. I was yelling quite a bit at the end of that Eagles game. They just had a incredible finish to their wild card playoff game. Incredible finish. I don't know how many football fans we have out there watching, but basically the Eagles were up by 1 point. The Chicago Bears drove down. They were in a very makeable field goal range. They needed a 43-yard field goal to win the game. The guy lined up to kick the field goal, and just before the ball was snapped, the Eagles coach called a timeout to ice the kicker. That's a very common strategy. But the kicker, the ball was actually snapped after the timeout was called, and the kicker kicked the field goal, which didn't count, kicked it right through the uprights. You know, it would have won the game for them. So the Eagles call a timeout. Bears line up again. You know, the kicker just kicked it right through, so you know it was not looking good. They snap the ball. The kicker kicks again. The ball hits the left upright, drops straight down, hits the crossbar, and bounces away from the end zone. So basically, if the ball was turned just a little bit differently, it could have hit that crossbar and possibly bounced through it, but it bounced away. So the Eagles won the game. You know, it wasn't as dramatic as the Super Bowl, but it was dramatic, man. Oh my God, I cannot believe they won that game. It's crazy. So okay, so however you say your name, Wiramu Firapu. Hello, how you doing? I see 12 people watching, but not a lot of chatting going on. All right, so I gotta pull up my notes that I have here. I'm actually in the process of upload. I did a ride video today. It's been uploading for hours, and they're still not uploaded. I'm uploading it right now, so hopefully the video quality is still acceptable. Any other football fans out there? That was just an incredible game. Nick Foles, man. That guy just delivers when the pressure's on, and he's so just normal and calm, not cocky at all, so likable. He just gets it done, man. I love him, and nothing against Carson Wentz, but man, I love Nick Foles. He's amazing, and the whole team plays better with him at quarterback. I don't know what that means, but they definitely play better with him running the show. Okay, Wiramu, I'll call you William. That's a lot easier. Let me make a note here. Call Wiramu William. See, it's confusing sometimes because people will come in here and I know them from, you know, the forums or from Facebook, but they have a different handle on YouTube, so I don't always make the connection of who is who. But I do know who Clay is. Yeah, Clay, wait till you see my video from today. We were over at the Greenway, and I took my one wheel on that secondary path that you talked about a while ago, the one that's closer to the airport. You know, it's a very narrow path, a lot of roots there, and some things that I just said screw it and jumped off on. I was not going to try to go through there and fall, especially since I just took that fall last week. So. Yeah, let's see. So I'm adding to my notes as I'm speaking here. Okay. So anyways, I just noticed that the clock on my computer is wrong. It's like 4 or 5 minutes slow, and the reason for that is I have a home network here. And my server, I have a very old machine that I'm using as a server. Evidently the time on that must be slow, and the way that my network is set up is my workstation gets its time from the server. So I need to either change the way my workstation is getting time, or I need to update the server time. But I don't have time to do that right now, so yeah. So, okay. So, anyways, let me just go through my notes in case anyone else has anything else they want to talk about. Feel free to throw it in chat. God, I still can't believe the Eagles won. I'm like, oh, that's right. Marty's going to be pissed because Marty is from Chicago. And even though I don't think he's really a football fan, he was definitely pulling for the Bears, I'm sure, to win that game. I actually have a buddy from the gym, too, that's a big Bears fan, and he's going to be unhappy as well. So, yeah, go Eagles. So that means that the Eagles are going to be playing the Saints next. And the Saints absolutely embarrassed the Eagles in the regular season. Embarrassed them. I think they scored over 50 points on the Eagles defense. So that's going to be, that's going to be quite interesting. It's going to be an interesting game in New Orleans. So again, the Eagles will be an underdog, but they've been an underdog, I think, 4 out of the last 5 weeks. And they've won all these games. So hopefully the good luck continues. You never know. Where's the Zima? Well, it's not New Year's Eve, so I'm not drinking Zima. I do have to go to work tomorrow, so yeah. Haven't been sleeping that great. This kind of falls into aftermath from my fall. Since my New Year's Eve broadcast, I had that fall on the Ranger during the Dunkin' Donuts ride. And one of the injuries that I had was the skin on the outside of my right ankle. A few layers of it got just ripped off, from dragging on the asphalt, and it keeps waking me up at night. So I'm getting terrible nights of sleep. Like if I turn the wrong way or apply pressure the wrong way, I bump that ankle and it just instantly wakes me up. So I have not been sleeping real great since that happened. How are they, Cindy? Okay. Cindy was just out with the baby chicks. What's the matter?
Feet.
Oh, okay.
What's the matter on the live stream?
What's that?
Don't ask what's the matter on the live stream.
Okay. Cindy was out at the baby chicks. We've had them out in the chicken tractor, the mobile chicken coop that we have. So it just popped apart because it just snaps together.
They snapped the light bulb too,
Yeah,
and the
from
mirror
standing on it
casing
probably.
came out, too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But the bulb is intact, so that's good.
No, it's not. I broke it off to the side.
Okay.
Can't be used again.
Well, I didn't expect to use it again. So, anyways, yeah, our baby chicks, we moved them outside this weekend, and in the past, we've raised babies from babies to hens before, and when we took them out there before, they seemed to just know when it's dark, you go up in the coop. Well, these first 2 nights, the baby chicks have not been figuring that out, so we've had to go out there and coax them up. The first night we had to actually lift them up and stick them up there. The first 2 nights actually. And tonight they actually went up there after coaxing, but now they have this thing where they want to just pile on each other, and Cindy gets nervous that one of them's not going to be able to get out from underneath or whatever. Which I don't think that's a problem. I think it's more of a problem that whoever's on the bottom is going to get all kinds of shit on them. That's what I'm more concerned about. So, but they'll figure it out sooner or later. Ulf's there. Hey, Ulf. Joining for 15 minutes. Yeah, it's late for you, man. I appreciate you stopping by. So anyways, yeah, chicken problems. But anyways, going back to my fall, like I said, the ankle is actually the thing that's been causing me the most issues. A lot of my shoes, I can't wear them because they sit at a height that rubs the ankle. Sleeping, if I bump it, it wakes me up, so that's kind of a pain. The brush burn on my back, it's acting like a normal brush burn. It kind of heals, and then as you move or when you take a shower, it kind of loosens up, and then it has to kind of heal again. But that's normal. That's not really bothering me that much. My right hip, it looks terrible. Like I posted a picture of what it looked like right after the accident. You should see it now. I have these 2 big black bruise areas on my hip. And I'm surprised that I've been able to walk fine. It's not really affecting me walking. It's sensitive if you bump it. It doesn't feel good to bump it, but I'm surprised with the way it looks that I'm actually mobile. So yeah, that fall was something else. That was my worst fall that I ever had, for sure. Oh, for you have chickens? Okay, well then you know of some of the fun that we're dealing with. So anyways, just to review that fall, I was for those of you that don't know, I was trying to do a range test on the Ranger X1. It has a posted top range of 20 miles, which is almost exactly what the Dunkin' Donuts ride is. And I was cruising along and going 15, 16 miles an hour. The Ranger was doing very, very well. And in the video, I described that I looked over momentarily to the right and then hit the metal that was on in the bike lane. But the more I think about it, that piece of metal was this long, at least. So I had to, for me to not see that, I must have been looking to the right for more than a split second. Long story short, it was very similar to Marty's situation, where I didn't see it until I was flying forward. It was just looking to the right, and bam! I went down. My right arm was extended in front of me. Thank goodness I had elbow pads, my knee pads. Both of them have tons and tons of road rash on those pads, and I got off with a bruised hip and some brush burns on my back and the little ankle thing. So I was very, very lucky. I was also lucky, I guess, with the timing of vehicles. When I went down, there was no vehicle next to me because the board actually wound up in the far left lane. It's a 3-lane road on that side. The board was out in the far left lane, and there was no cars on my side when I went down. Because I was running scenarios through my head of, if, depending on how our driver reacts when they saw me down and the board shooting out into the road, who knows what could have happened. It could have gotten bad, could have gotten ugly. So I really, really need to, if I'm going to be doing that kind of route, I really need to be focused 100% on the roadway in front of me, because I could have been on any of my EUCs. If I was on the one wheel, obviously, even the Dualtron, even the Monster, that piece of metal was big enough that I would have gone down. If I didn't know it was there and I hit it like I did, I would have went down. It didn't matter what I was riding, I would have went down. So because it stopped the Ranger dead in its tracks. I mean, it was just like 15 to 16 miles an hour, nothing. So yeah, another good reason to wear safety gear, huh? It definitely did help me there. I got a little, like, the side of my head is a little sore, I think. Yeah, like the rivet in the helmet might have kind of banged against my forehead a little bit. But other than that, I'm okay. I consider myself very, very lucky, actually. William says, you've had a few falls. No fun. Yeah, I haven't had a fall, like, I'm trying to think. I mean, in all of my riding, I had lots of falls, but usually it was like a balancing related fall. On the one wheel, I had lots of falls trying to stop. On the Ninebot 1E Plus, I had falls when kickback kicked in unexpectedly and really fast and really steep. Like one time I had wet pedals and I just slid off the back. But I've never had a fall where I got, propelled off the front of the device. Never. So that was a first in 3 years plus of riding, or roughly 3 years. I'm not sure how long I've been riding now, but yeah, it's never happened. But it's just funny, with all the talk I had with Marty about his accident, and it was the same thing with him. Basically he wasn't paying close attention to the road conditions, and you just never know what's going to happen. And if you're not geared up, if I was not geared up there, I'd be in a much different situation, and probably have some hospital bills too. So Brett says that he got new Joe Rocket jacket, real nice. I don't know what a Joe Rocket jacket is, but I assume it's like a motorcycle jacket, maybe with pads in it, something like that. And William, I didn't break anything either, and like I said, just road rash basically, but very, very lucky. So let's see, what is a Joe Rocket jacket? It's about $150, I guess. Oh, so this is from that same site that you talked about last time, Revzilla. You talked about the footwear there. Yeah, these all look like motorcycle jackets, huh? So, Brett, remind me, where do you live? Because again, wearing something like that down here, most of the time, it would just be unbearably hot. So, that definitely is a good safety feature. I guess with a jacket like that, you kind of slide a little bit when you hit, instead of your skin sliding off. The jacket will slide for you. 6,000 miles on your IPS, really? And you never, William, you never got a inkling to want to upgrade? 6,000 miles on an IPS. Are you serious? Let me see what that. I'm not sure what an IPS 121 Plus even looks like. IPS 121 Plus. Okay, there's one on eBay maybe. Oh yeah, that's an original IPS. Wow. Yeah, that has very similar specs to a Ninebot 1, I guess, huh? 350 watt hour battery, or is that a 350 watt hour or 350 watt hour battery? I wonder how strong the motor is. Yeah, that's very, very similar. Very, very similar to a Ninebot 1E Plus. 6,000 miles in that thing. My goodness. That's amazing. Hi, Clay. Scorpion AT 950 full face on the way. Brett, isn't that the same helmet that Marty got? Isn't his a Scorpion? I really like the helmet that Marty got. I can see myself getting one eventually. It's funny, the video from today is still uploading because there was big news in that video from today. Oh, that looks like the same helmet Marty has, I believe. Yeah, I believe so. I mean, it seems like he really likes it, so. You're putting some serious money into your safety gear, Brett. Good for you. So, William, you're about to upgrade to a Monster. Okay, good. I mean, get ready for something to feel a lot different than your IPS. Oh my God, that's going to be like night and day. You'll love it. Are you getting the 84 volt Monster or the 100 volt Monster? So William, your IPS can still go 15 miles after 6,000. You can go 15 miles on a charge after did you say 6,000 kilometers or 6,000 miles? 6,000 miles. I can't believe you had to switch the battery by now, right? There's no way that you would be getting 15 miles on that after 6,000 miles. That maybe you are, but that would be amazing to me. Wow. All right, so Ulf says that his worst fall was a 22 mile an hour EUC fall. 2 to 3 ribs broken, but also important, didn't hit the head, so safety gear is always a must, and experience such a fall gives respect to the speed we achieve. So Ulf, with your fall, was it similar to Marty and mine, where it was just something that you didn't see in the road, or was it a mechanical failure? And what device were you on when you crashed? 84 volt 2400. Oh, great, man. So you can get 15 miles now. Now you might be able to get 75 miles, depending on your weight and the conditions. What a difference, man! It's gonna feel so weird to you. I remember when I first got my Monster. Before the Monster, I had my Ninebot 1E Plus, and I had an M Super. And the M Super is a pretty big wheel, but when I first got in the Monster, the first few times, it almost felt like I didn't know how to ride an EUC. Like I felt like I couldn't turn it. It felt so big. But like anything else, you get used to it. It's just practice and repetition. But it felt so weird, so weird. All right, Clay says he went out hydrofoil kite surfing for sunrise. Cold front yesterday morning was amazing. What, it was amazing because the surf, I guess, with the cold front approaching, the surf is more active. That would be my guess. Obviously you have a wetsuit on, I'm sure. Going to get me on a kiteboard someday. Okay, well, don't put your money on it, but yeah, maybe, who knows? I doubt it. All right, Brett says that he got a $200 gift card, and I'm worth it. Oh, so you're using your gift card? But do you actually have a Revzilla gift card or an Amazon gift card? Oh, okay. You're probably buying it on Amazon with your gift card that you got. Makes sense. So William says that he is still using his original battery on his IPS 121, and it still gets 15 miles range. That is staggering to me. I don't even know what IPS is. IPS still in business? I don't know. I'm not even sure. Oh, but you are only 130 pounds, William. So that does help. But still, that is pretty amazing performance. So Ulf says when he crashed, it was on a KS16. Yeah, because 22 is around top speed on that, right? So you hit the tilt back hard, and it threw you off. So, okay, because like when I had a similar crash on my Ninebot 1E Plus, but it was slower. Obviously, it was like 13 or 14 when that happened. Did you get a chance to run it off at all when that happened? Because like when that happened on my Ninebot 1E Plus, I at least got a couple steps before I kind of like almost tried to do a parkour roll onto the ground and kind of rolled that one out. It was just like this the crash on the Ranger is just until you have when you have absolutely no opportunity to brace for a fall and you're just on the ground like that. I was in shock for a few seconds. I was just like, what the heck just happened? It's a very unsettling experience. When it's almost like if you're getting blindsided, you don't expect it, and there it is. So don't want that to happen to other people. But when you're in this hobby, it is always a chance of that happening. So you have to prepare for it. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't until they take their first bad fall, and some people take that first bad fall and not prepared, and they really get injured seriously as a result. Rocky Top, hey Rocky Top, Jason shipped the 18XLs on Friday. You're getting yours on Wednesday. Okay, good. You'll love it, man. 18XL is a sweet wheel. Did you guys see the Marty review on the 18L? He did a range test, and again, some of you might know this already. He did a range test. He did a 57-mile route on his MSX, and when he was done with that, I think he said he had somewhere around 5% left or something like that in the battery, I believe. He did the same route on his 18XL demo, and he thought that he was out of juice. He relies on wheel log normally to keep track of his battery usage on his Pebble watch. And according to wheel log, he was getting low. He thought he was like 20% or less after like the last 20 miles or so. So he slowed down. He was like doing like 13 or 14 miles an hour to try to maximize his range. But he realized that he never really got tilt back. He never experienced tilt back. He was just being proactive to try to extend his range. Well, what he realized when he got home, or he was right by his house, he still had more battery. He still wasn't getting tilt back, so he tried to burn off some more battery. He rode like another 3 miles, it sounded like. And then it dawned on him that when he looked, I guess he fired up the KingSong app and he looked at the lights on the side lights on the 18XL and 18L. When you stop, they give you a battery indicator, and he still had 3 lights left. So he had over 20% battery left after doing 60 miles. So the 18XL, which this surprised the hell out of him, it performed much better battery-wise, range-wise, even though it has a almost identical size battery as the MSX. So I thought that was a very interesting finding. I did not expect that kind of a difference. I thought maybe the 18XL might do a little bit better, but that is a big difference. That's a major win there. Very surprising. Okay. Amazon. Okay, Brett says that Amazon was having trouble taking gift cards, and I put the full amount on your credit card, so I canceled the order from Amazon and went direct to the seller. Extreme supply. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Ulf says, yes, those falls, like you have, unexpected, are worst ever. No chance to do something. You had to cut out at 10 miles an hour, no chance to run off, slammed into the ground. Yeah, I've never had that happen. Never. It's like, I don't know. My entire life I've never had that kind of impact, unexpected impact. Like I remember when I was a kid, I crashed a bike into a tree, doing something really stupid. I Our house was at the bottom of a very long hill, and for some reason, I did a lot of stupid things as a child. For some reason, I thought it would be an interesting challenge. Like our house was, down towards the bottom, and we had a driveway that was like a right angle off of that main road. So it's a 90-degree turn onto the driveway, and for some reason, I had the inclination to see if I could make that turn into the driveway without using the brakes. I don't know why. So I was, it's downhill, so I was carrying a lot of speed. I try to come into the driveway, and of course my speed makes me go wide, and I keep drifting off the driveway and down a little embankment and right into a tree that was in our yard. So impact wise, that might have been a similar impact, but I knew it was coming at least. I knew I was in trouble when I hit that tree. So that's the closest experience I can remember impact wise. Maybe playing football as a kid too. I never played formal football. I used to play tackle football with no pads growing up, which was kind of crazy now that I think about it. But yeah, I haven't had that kind of impact on my body in a long time. Long time. William says, let's see, what does William say? Imagine having your EUC halfway submerged in water. I rode to work in that condition once. I've seen some people ride EUCs through substantial water, up to the pedals water. I've seen that multiple times. I have not seen halfway up the wheel, so I guess IPS does a good job of, I don't know, they must keep all their electronics high, evidently, or they must do really good waterproofing, I guess. Okay. Yes, William, your IPS has been through hell and back. I'm still amazed that it has 6,000 miles on it, and you're only upgrading now. That's crazy. Although Matthias had his Ninebot 1E Plus for quite a while. He put several thousand kilometers on his before he finally upgraded to a Gotway. So I guess it's not unprecedented. Wolf says the KS18XL range of Marty. KingSong has its own voltage settings, using the battery better. Voltage on other wheels shows 0%. You have 20 to 25% to go. Interesting. So you're saying that you think the MSX actually has more battery available, and it's under reporting? Interesting. All right, Gadget Fan. I don't know if I've seen you in the chat before, but welcome. Gadget Fan says, I'm in Central Florida and don't like to ride with a lot of safety gear because of the hot weather. That's, I hear you. It does get hot. And I'm in Southwest Florida. Your fall and Marty's have changed my mind. I just bought a jacket. Good. You should, man. You really should. It is hot, but and I'll tell you, when it's August down here and I'm strapping on the gear and I'm freaking sweating just strapping it on, I'm like, oh my god, this is such a pain in the ass. Wouldn't it be easier just to wear less? And I've always worn, usually I would be wearing my helmet, wrist guards and elbow pads, and I was iffy with knee guards. After that fall last week, it's knee guards all the time, man. If I'm doing any kind of ride of any significance, knee guards all the time, because my knees, my right knee and probably a good portion of my leg would have just been a bloody mess if I did not have those knee guards on last week. So yeah, well, I'm glad you were going to wear some gear. It's like anything, it gets to be habitual after a while, and it's a good habit to get in. You love tackle football, no pads. Yeah, Brett, you should have seen the games we had. I was probably, I don't know, I was probably doing that from the age of 10 to, I don't know, 15 maybe, something like that. And we used to just beat the hell out of each other. No pads. I'm sure I had multiple concussions, and yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I was surprisingly elusive back then, despite my kind of lanky build, and I was very, very thin as a child, but I was kind of elusive for some reason. All right. William says, for sure protection is a must if you want to mess with these things. Yes, and I believe that more so than ever nowadays. you know, with Marty's fall and my fall, definitely. Build with Nailer. I think you've been in the chats before. I remember you. Build with Nailer says it's amazing how much more damage adults take in a bike or skateboard fall than they did when they were kids. Surprised life flight isn't always called. Yeah, but that's true. I think that also has to do with you know, the kind of condition. A lot of people, unfortunately, you know, aging is synonymous with becoming more sedentary and less focused on your health and your weight and all that kind of stuff and fitness. In that regard, I'm lucky, and Marty is too. I know Marty's a normal gym goer. I go to the gym 5 days a week normally. I go during my lunch hour at work, so I'm active. I still try to run, you know, do cardio. So I think it definitely helps. Fitness helps in pretty much every aspect of your life. So that's I think PEV riding is another avenue that it helps you with. Just my opinion. William, what are you saying, William? So William says the main reason he has not upgraded his 6,000 mile IPS for so long is not enough money. Been saving my butt off for this monster. Well, that's awesome, dude. Congrats. I mean, sometimes, I mean, yeah, I make decent money, so maybe I don't appreciate it as much as I should. That in most cases, I can just, you know, if I want something, I can normally get it, or maybe save briefly, or just sell something else to get the money to do it. So I am fortunate, and someone like you that's really been looking forward to getting a nice wheel. That's awesome that you got like top of the line. You know, a 2400 watt hour monster is awesome, and that means you're going to have the newer motor, because that's the same thing that Matthias just got. He just got an 84 volt 2400 watt hour monster. It has the upgraded motor, the 2000 watt motor, I believe. So yeah, that's awesome. Build with Nailer, you're glad your Mini Pro is as slow as it is. Yeah, the video that is still uploading right now in the background, believe it or not, 84% is from today. Cindy was riding the Mini Pro once again today. She was riding the Mini Pro. I was riding the one wheel, and Katie was riding the Dualtron. So I mentioned this briefly. I don't know if anyone caught it, but the video that I'm uploading today, in the first 5 minutes, I mentioned that I am getting another personal electric vehicle to the channel, and no, I'm not giving you hints. But other than it is another rideable electric vehicle showing up, and I don't think anyone will guess it, and it's I can't give a good reason for it. Probably doesn't make sense, but yeah, it's, if things work out the way that I'm told, it's supposed to be here within like 2 weeks, and it's not from eWheels either, so chew on that. Brett says, ride at night or early morning. It's cooler. Yes, it is. Well, I mean, usually when I do my Dunkin' Donuts rides, they're always in the morning. Well, our Sunday rides are always in the morning, but usually they're mid-morning. If it was just me, I would probably get out earlier, but sometimes it's tough to do that. So, and evenings aren't bad, but if you hit it right at dusk when all the frickin' no-see-ums and mosquitoes are out, oh my god, I am so sick of friggin' mosquitoes, man. I swear, when I first moved to Florida, during the winter, we did not have mosquitoes that I can remember. That when it got cold, they died off, and you know, until the spring, you were pretty good to go. In recent years, we have mosquitoes year freaking round. It's crazy. Like, we were out doing stuff with the baby chicks, trying to put them to bed right after the sunset. We were getting absolutely destroyed by mosquitoes, and it just, I mean, it's freaking January. It's January 6th. And we're dealing with mosquitoes. It's, oh my god, it's so annoying. I've read something, it was online or in the newspaper, something about that there's a special breed, I guess, that is now in the area that can survive cold weather. It's great. It's fantastic, man. Mosquitoes and fire ants, the two most annoying insects in Florida, if you ask me. All right, Ulf says, we're back talking battery talk. Ulf says on a 84 volt, it goes down to 66 to 69 volts. On the KS18L XL, it goes down to 60 to 63 volts. Gotway can't do that as they need more amperage to run, so they have to stop before. Okay, All right. Well, Ulf, I know that you are much more technically knowledgeable about the inner workings of EUCs than I am, so that's interesting. So are you saying that's because? Are you saying that's because of the speed throttling that the KingSong does, as opposed to Gotway? Yeah, because Gotway, you get a beep once the battery hits 20%, and also you get a warning when you're using 80% of available battery, or 80% of available power, I guess is the way it's termed. So that's interesting. I wonder if what you described is a byproduct of that there is no speed throttling on the Gotways. Interesting. Build with Nailer. So the OP is good after the fall? OP as an original poster? Are you talking about me? Maybe. I'm not sure. You have to clarify what you're talking about. If you're talking about my fall on the Ranger, or if you're talking about something else. Brett doesn't watch sports but like to play. Well, I opened up the stream talking about the Eagles game. I don't know if we have a lot of football fans, NFL football fans, but the Eagles had a playoff game today against the Chicago Bears, which they were big underdogs to lose, and they won in miraculous fashion. I'm not going to review how they won again, but look at the highlights. Crazy game. Crazy game. Okay. Okay, so Ulf, regarding the battery with Gotways versus KingSongs, Ulf says that it means Gotway don't use the battery correct. It is just adjusted especially for the 18L XL. Okay. So it sounds like KingSong fine-tunes the 18L XL to work more efficiently with their battery packs. I guess that's the way I would summarize that. Very interesting. Can't wait to post it when it comes. Yes, William, I will post it. And it's a bit of a flyer. If what I saw about it is true, and it's not a piece of junk, which it could be, just put that disclaimer out there. But if it's not, it's going to be pretty insane. Let's just say that. And I'll have safety gear on. No worries. Oh, you've noticed my Secret Lab computer chair? iPhondo? Yeah, I love iPhondo. I'm a subscriber of his. I love his videos. He does such good tech reviews, and he really puts the time in. I love his stuff. And I can't say I got this chair because of iPhondo, but I've seen lots and lots of people, streamers and other content creators that have them. And I really like it. It's expensive. I mean, this is the Titan. I think it's called the Titan model, which is bigger. Like, they actually have different sizes based on your body. So it's big. It's very firm. Like, I had an old shitty, put together cheap computer chair for a long time. It's very soft. So when I first sat on this, I'm like, man, this almost feels like a rock. But I can tell you, doing long sessions, like if I'm gaming or something, it is very comfortable and very adjustable. Like the seat back can actually go all the way back almost to a sleeping position if you wanted to. Not that I want to sleep in my Secret Labs chair, but you could do it. And I even have a pillow behind me. So yeah, how cool is that? Okay, so Ulf thinks my new PEV is a Kawano. Well, since I don't know what a Kawano is, you would be incorrect. But let me just see, what's a Kawano? Okay, when I see a Kawano, the first thing that comes up is a horned melon. I don't think it's that. Let's do Kawano Electric. Let's see what that shows me. Oh, Kawano. Oh, K1 electric scooter. Oh, that fat tired thing? No. It is not that. That doesn't interest me. It's a novelty. That kind of has the same appeal to me as those, like the Inmotion, what do they call them? Not roller skates. The individual, what the fuck do I call them? Segway, Segway and Inmotion have the, what are they called? Skate shoes. Is that what they call them? I don't know. Those don't interest me either. And the Kawano is in the same boat. Oh, Marty's here. Hey, Marty. What's up, man? Marty, condolences on the Eagles-Bears game. I hope you saw it, because it was freaking amazing. You know, and to be honest with you, I mean, the Bears played great. The Bears defense is awesome. And if the Eagles would have lost, and they rightfully should have lost, you know, I would have been content, because I think the Bears are a better team. But yeah, Eagles won. So, yay. All right. Segway drift, Segway drift skates. That's what they're called. Okay, yeah. It's okay, Ulf. I don't take off points for spelling. I know it's late there, so. All right. So Gadget Fan says he has 3 wheels: a Glide 3, a KS18L, and a Z10. Interesting. Yeah, so like, to me, an 18L and a Z10 are in the same ballpark, so I don't really know. At least for me, I wouldn't feel the need to have both of those wheels. Although I've heard of multiple people now that have an MSX and an 18L or an 18XL, which actually is one of the videos that I was going to talk about today. So, yeah, it's weird that people get wheels that are very, very close in specs and class. I don't know. Just, at least my thinking, I like to have some variety in between my vehicles. All right, so Gadget Fan says that you're considering adding an MSX after you have an 18L and Z10. Hopefully you're going to sell one of them, because it doesn't reduce speed until 15% battery life. Is the MSX a worthwhile purchase? Well, I've never ridden an MSX. I don't have an MSX. If Marty's still in chat, he does have an MSX. That's one of Marty's big reasons that he likes Gotway wheels so much. He likes that they don't impose much of a safety limit when it comes to performance with a Gotway wheels. A Gotway wheel will let you go faster, longer than an Inmotion or a KingSong wheel or a Z10 for that matter. So, and I don't know that the MSX forces you. Well, it does. It does reduce your speed, just because you will get the beeps eventually and the tilt back as you get really deep into the battery, but it'll happen much later than it will with an 18L or Z10 or something like that. But Gadget, if you're considering that, please tell me you're considering on selling one of the other ones, because that would be really, really crazy to have those 3 wheels. Unless you're Marty's cousin, you know, then it makes perfect sense. Clay, you can use up clothes that let lots of air through but not much sun, much cooler. Okay, Clay is referring to the other Florida poster that was saying that he wasn't big into gear because of the heat. So yeah, I don't really use layers normally. I usually wear shorts out all the time and a t-shirt. That's my standard get up. Ulf says, as far as battery goes, people think of speed throttling as bad. It's just a case of education. Those wheels doing it. Try to use the battery to the end. When going more down in voltage, you have more voltage drop. Yeah, Ulf, I don't know. That's an argument that I don't even try to make anymore. You know, because some people just like to have as much power available at all times as possible. Me personally, I appreciate having a safety boundary in there to make the odds of a wheel overpower situation less likely. Some people, they are okay. Their risk tolerance is less than mine, or more than mine, I should say, and they're okay with you know, going faster for longer. It's more important to them. Thank you for saying hi, Marty. I appreciate you saying hi. Ulf says, I don't know, maybe he's out already. I don't know. He might be depressed after the Bears lost. I don't know. Ulf says, would be no problem for KingSong to adjust their wheels without any speed reduce, but then would run 5 to 10 miles less. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if Marty was still in here, which I don't know if he is, I wonder, someone like him that really, especially now after his fall, he's much more into range than he is speed. So that being said, is it more important to him, or was he more impressed of getting that much more range out of the 18XL with a similar battery pack to a Gotway? Albeit he might have to ride slower for a portion of the ride. I'm curious what he would think about that. If he doesn't answer it now, I'll make a note and I'll ask him that next time he's on the stream. All right. Build with Nailer. You have the Titan as well, yes. Yes, the Titan chair. For those of you just tuning in, the Titan chair is very firm, but it is comfortable. Definitely comfortable. After some adjustment. So Gadget Fan, Marty, I don't know if you're still here, but I'm actually uploading today's video. It's taking forever. Anyways, in that video I mentioned that I'm getting another personal electric vehicle. I've ordered it. Supposedly it is shipped already, and it is not coming from eWheels. So that's all the hint I'm giving. And it could be a piece of junk, or if it's decent and the specs are as I was told they are, it's going to be it's going to make for some fun content, some fun. I don't know. It'll be fun. But I am going to have to build an addition to my house. I'm going to have my garage for the cars, and then my garage for all the other electric vehicles. It's going to have to happen. Gadget Fan, your PEV has to be an e-bike. No, I have regular bikes. I don't really need an e-bike. Although I know e-bikes can go crazy fast. They can go faster than scooters. Or a cycle board. I'm not sure what a cycle board is. What's a cycle board? Cycle board. Cycleboard.com. You guys fill me into all these electric vehicles that I've never seen before. Okay, cycle board is like a trike, basically. 2 front wheels and a single rear wheel. Interesting. No, it's not a cycle board. That is. I guess it's cool. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it looks like fun. Good guess, but no, it is not a cycle board. Cycle board seems very similar to a scooter, except less maneuverable. You know, with 2 wheels in the front, I don't know. I think I would prefer a scooter. Okay. Quano was just a good guess. Good that you don't get one. Yes, Ulf, I appreciate the guess, but it is not a Quano. Brett got the... Oh, okay, yeah, Brett, I remember you talking about on the New Year's Eve stream about your M10-3 lower pads from AliExpress, and they are the real deal. Okay, good. That's good. Unfortunately, they'll probably last about a month until they start to wear you out. Hopefully, you bought like a set of 6 or something, you know, because I think they're going to be wearing out quite often. Rocky Top. The goal is to get all the wheels. Yes, Marty. Yes. That is Marty's goal. All the wheels. Well, all the wheels that interest him, at least. Okay, so Marty did answer that question that I posed about if he prefers the MSX or the 18L. Like, what's more important? More performance for a longer period of time, or longer ride altogether at reduced speed? So Marty says that the MSX is superior for trails. You know, I imagine that the tire is a big help there, and more. I think it has more. Not significantly more power, but more power. The KS18XL is fantastic for street and city riding. Okay, it's good. Yeah, I mean, Ulf, I think I saw that you were involved. You and Matthias were involved, because Matthias sent me a brief outtake on it. I didn't see the original thread. I don't know if it's still there. I think it was a thread on one of his YouTube videos? It was like a Gotway, KingSong, or it was just some sort of argument about some guy it seemed like a typical troll. He was just being a real asshole and got under Matthias's skin, and my advice was just make a joke about it and move on. You know, fueling those kind of things just never lead anywhere good. So You know, Gotway has its strong points, KingSong have their strong points, Inmotion have their strong points. What's important is that you have fun riding whatever you have, you know, enjoy it. Build with Nailer. People that get all the wheels wind up in the TV show hoarding. I don't know. Outside of wheels, I don't know that Marty strikes me as a hoarder. He's rather organized. Did you ever see his log? Although he's cut back on his log, but his paper logbook where he used to like log his rides in detail, and like he logs when he charges them and stuff. Yeah, no, Marty's very organized, so I don't think he's a hoarder. I could be wrong. I've never seen his house, the inside at least, except for his workshop area. Clay says, I buy my UPF clothes from a guy in town called Saltwater Syndicate. I've never heard of them. Never heard of them. Marty says, everyone should own an MSX case 18XL and Z10. Very little overlap. Again, Marty, I'm not sure if you're still in here, but if you are, your experience with the KingSong 18XL, does it make you want to buy one? Inquiring minds want to know. Maybe you'll answer that at the end of your review series, whenever that is, but yeah. I got the impression that you were very, very happy with that range result, and since you're such a big range guy, I'm curious if it might have made you, because I know before that you weren't really considering the 18XL as something that you would like enough to buy. I'm curious if that opinion has shifted at all since you've been testing it. Ulf says yes, so it would be nice to win the lottery. Yeah, it would be nice to win the lottery. I guess I need to play if I want to win now. Ulf says, beside the Z10, next week we'll have 2 of the 3. Looking forward to it. So, what do you mean? Next week you're going to have the 18XL and the MSX? Like you bought an MSX? Or you're testing one, Ulf? If you park your car, you can afford a lot of wheels. Yeg Wheel says that. Okay, well that makes sense. You mean like give up your car altogether and replace it with a personal electric vehicle? Yeah. I think that's what Chooch does. I don't know that Chooch has a vehicle. I got the impression that he uses his electric unicycles to get everywhere. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but yeah, of course, yeah. If you can do that, if you don't have a car payment, insurance, yeah, you can afford a lot of electric vehicles actually. And yeah, sometime I'll have to I'll do a video where I add up roughly, because I don't know that I have the exact numbers, but I've been avoiding doing this, but I should do it. Tried to add up how much I've spent on electric vehicles in the last 3 years, starting with our first Segway Mini Pro up until my latest mystery vehicle. How much money I've spent. It would be, I mean, Marty should do that too. I don't know that he wants to, but I really should do it. And maybe that would be what I need to shock, just like face planning. Shocks you into making sure that you're better protected. Maybe seeing that number, that hard number of how much I've spent on electric vehicles, would snap me out of buying any more. Yeah, because after this one, I mean, it's very early in 2019, but I really don't think I need anything else. I really don't. Right, Marty? Okay, so let's see. Ulf says, what's wrong? Just an 18L. But it's just a 40 miles 18XL. Oh, okay, I see. So Ulf is going to have an 18L and a MSX somehow. Marty, how did you hear? Oh, you see? Okay, so you must have heard me early. Yes, I am getting us something, but I'm not giving any hints. Okay. Only hint is it's not from eWheels, and it could be a piece of junk. What kind of hint is that, huh? I hope it's not a piece of junk. And it's supposed to be here in like 10 days, something like that. So, don't think I could do that from China. I don't know. All right. I'm just catching up here. I do have some notes once again, but you guys are keeping me busy, which is fine. Jolly Rama, yes. Jolly, can you believe that game? I don't know if you saw the beginning of the stream. If not, you should go back. But I'm still in disbelief. It was nothing short of miraculous that they won that game. I mean, it's the Super Bowl and that Bears game. It was, I mean, it was just crazy the way that game ended. And I'm so used to like being on the losing side of those situations. You know, I'm used to having my heart broken and something ridiculous happening for the Eagles to lose at the end. But whew, they're starting to get the same. Last year, I mean, they were good, but they were also lucky. You know, because sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And they were lucky in a lot of situations last year. Most of this year, they were not lucky. Like whenever there was a situation where they need a little bit of luck to get by, they didn't get it. This last month, they're getting lucky again, and wow, yeah, they're coming to New Orleans, so that's gonna be interesting, really, really interesting. I'm excited about that. Okay. Oh wait. Oh, okay, Jolly. I didn't see the second part of that. You get to pick up your XL. You're getting an 18XL in the morning. Ulf bought an MSX plus seat. Need another seated riding in. Oh, so Ulf, did you have like an 18S before or something? Because I'll tell you, like I could not sit on my M Super, even though they made a seat for the M Super. My flexibility and with as tall as I am, I would not be comfortable at all riding on the M Super, and I can barely do it on the Monster. So good for you if you can sit on an MSX. So Marty is in the process of trying to get an XL. What does that mean? From eWheels? That's very interesting, Marty. Especially since you were trying to secure a Nicola as well. Wow. Something's got to go though. You got to get rid of something. Well, you don't have to, but you probably might want to. Oh, if I asked Marty if he's trying to get that demo unit, I don't think so, because that demo unit's supposed to go to San Francisco next. Yeah, maybe you could get it at a discount. I don't know. That'd be interesting. Marty says this chat with me is painful. I'm 10 minutes behind the chat. I know. Well, that's why the chatters they chat with each other until I catch up to them. I'm just so chatty, Marty. I just you know. It's so funny if if you guys interacted with me on a day-to-day basis, and when I interact with Cindy, I mean I'm usually very, very I don't like talking usually. So this is a weird thing that goes on here. I don't really even know how to explain it. Okay, so Marty can't reveal how he might be getting an XL. That's okay. It's good. It's good to have suspense. I'm sure you'll reveal it on video. That's what you should do. More views. And I feel bad for kind of ruining the surprise with your 18XL range test. I actually was considering going in and deleting my comment, but then I forgot. So I do apologize for that. That's almost like saying the end of a movie, I guess, right? All right. Jolly agrees with me that the Eagles' victory was miraculous. Yes, it was. Do people... Okay, Build What Nailer says, do people not get feet pains from tilting forward to go? Just get used to it. Well, it depends on the person. Marty has like bionic feet. He never seems to mind. I get foot pain no matter what I'm riding. If I'm riding a electric unicycle or a the one wheel skateboard, my feet will hurt. I think it's genetics. However your feet are engineered, but definitely it can be lessened by riding more and more, and try to condition your body to go longer, that the pain is less. But I never am pain free riding. Although those new pedals, the oversized pedals that I have now on the 18L, they definitely are the most comfortable pedals that I have, without a doubt. It helps having almost my entire foot supported. Whereas with some pedals, the back end, the front of my foot's hanging off because I have size 13 feet. So big pedals do help. Build What Nailer says he has to pace himself in the Mini Pro. Yeah, Cindy does too. She likes to take off and take foot breaks. I think anytime when you're keeping your feet stationary, it's, you know, it can cause discomfort. So, okay, if I saw you post on Facebook that you were looking for an old seat for an M Super, the old style seat. And that's why you're looking for it now. I understand. All right, Marty, take off. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Gadget Fan says, I have the 18XL pedals on my 18L. Oops, me too. Which made it a much better wheel. But my favorite wheel is the Z10. Yeah, I mean, most of you guys know that I rode the Z10 demo when it was making its way across the country, and I liked it as well. I wasn't blown away by it, but I did like it, and it was a different experience. The big tire took some getting used to, but I definitely see the advantages. Like Marty posted his this was, I don't know how long ago that video was. It was a little while ago, but he did a 4,600 foot climb over this really rugged area where he lives on the Z10. And I mean, there's areas where you have all kinds of ruts and rocks and all kinds of stuff. In that situation, that big tire is a lifesaver, I'm sure. It really helps with off-road situations. So if you're doing a lot of that, yeah, I can see why you would really appreciate a Z10. I don't do tons of that kind of riding, so for me, I didn't see as much of a benefit. Jolly Rama, Marty's just going to have to hire a posse to ride with him all the time, using all the wheels and favoring the batteries. But you know what Marty really should do is he should be like Uber. He should start EUC Uber. You know, where he, well, I guess it wouldn't be Uber because you can't really drive him the wheel. He should rent out his wheels. He should start an EUC rental company. Get some residual income from all those wheels that are just sitting around collecting dust. It's a good idea. I won't charge you for that idea, Marty, but it's a good idea, I think. It's California. I mean, they're hip to almost anything out there, so yeah, you should try it. Ulf says, yes, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, Ulf, that's one advantage when I'm solo is that I'm keyed in on the chat when I'm doing it with somebody else, Marty or anybody else. You know, obviously you're gonna give your primary focus to whoever you're chatting to. So this is an advantage of doing the solo style stream. Build with Nailer, tilting forward to go, and you guys might wonder, like, why do I read the chats? I can comprehend without reading it. The reason I read the chats is because when I convert this into a podcast, if I don't say what I'm responding to, people are going to be very confused. So that is why I read the chat responses or the chat entries before I respond to them, just FYI. So Bill Whit Nailer says, tilting forward to go is like standing on the balls of your feet for a half hour. Well, that's not really true. I mean, you're not, the only time you would ever be in the balls of your feet is like if you're trying to do a max acceleration on a device, and you're not going to be doing that for a long period of time. Typically, just like a Mini Pro, I mean, you're just shifting. Most of, at least for me, like when I'm riding any of these, like either the one wheel or the EUCs, most of my center of balance shift is just from my hips. I'm just changing my center of balance. I'm not pushing down with my foot, and I don't have my weight on the balls of my feet for hardly ever. So yeah, it's not quite as extreme as it might look. You know, unless you're doing really aggressive riding, you're not going to be on the balls of your feet. Or like if you're going up, the only exception that I know of consistently is if you're going up like a steep hill. Like there's times where you are up on your toes kind of just to get as much leverage to force the wheel forward. But that really is normally the only time you would be doing something like that. Rocky Top says, yeah, yeah, you can just move your feet forward too, you know, because then your natural center of gravity is going to be more forward as well. So yeah, you're not going to be on your toes that much. Jolly Rama says, Moobury, okay. Roadrunner, good morning from Germany. Hey, well, Alpha's out that way too. So wow, we got 2 people in Germany that are awake, and it's probably 3 in the morning right there. So wow. Ulf says, yes, that is why I read the chat. Okay, now see, Marty left. I assume he left. I can't tell who's in the chat. There might be a way to do it, but I can't really see. Oh wait, no, I can. Okay, I can. I didn't realize I can actually see who is participants in the chat. Okay, according to this, Marty is still in the stream, but who knows? Roadrunner just came from work. Okay, well, good for you, man. All right, so let me, now, since I am sort of caught up with the chat, let me just talk about some of the things on my notes. The I talked about my fall. I'm doing well, all things considered, thanks to safety gear. I saw something on the electric unicycle forum that someone came up with a hack for the Z10 to unlock 56-kilometer top speed, which I thought was interesting. So that's a pretty significant upgrade from the stock Z10 will speed limit you at 20 miles an hour, 28 miles an hour. That hacked firmware will get you up to almost 35 miles an hour. So that's significant. Let me see if I can do this. Okay. Okay, just bear with me 1 second. Yeah, this thread is on the electric unicycle forum. Z10 max speed unlock to 56 kilometers an hour. So if you guys want to read about that, they alter the firmware somehow to unlock that. Of course, my first question would be, are you eliminating all safety measures by doing that? Which I would assume you are, because that is a very significant speed increase. That would be faster than an 18L. So yeah, and if I had a Z10, I would be nervous about doing something like that to it. But I thought it was interesting that someone is toying around in the firmware and is able to do that. Oh, well, you think 35 miles an hour is too fast? Well, then you better not buy an MSX, because I've heard multiple stories of some riders taking MSX to 40 miles an hour or faster, and it letting them do that. So yeah, get crazy. So yeah, if you guys are interested in reading about this, just go to the electric unicycle forum and search Z10 max speed unlock. Very, very interesting, but even if I had a Z10, it would not interest me enough to do. I like having some safety built into my wheels. I trust engineers, generally speaking. They're usually smarter than me, so I kind of trust their judgment. So Ulf kind of agrees with me that speed hack is kind of crazy on the Z10. Yeah. Yeah, William, 40 miles an hour on an MSX. I think Chooch has done that actually. I think I remember hearing him talk about it or post about it or something, that he's done that on his MSX. Not recommended by me though. But at least Chooch, he does wear full gear. But yeah, going down that fast, bad things are going to happen. I think almost regardless of what gear you have on, but I would not want to find out. So okay, so yeah, that was interesting. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, I thought this was interesting too. On this Russian site, I think it's the same Russian site that had the early video of the Nikola. Let's see if I can get this up here. This is like a teardown of the Nikola based on pictures. It's not a video. It's actually a step-by-step with pictures. Don't know what this is. Which I thought was interesting. I thought the commentary, if they talk about the process as they're doing it. Multiple times in this process, they say no comment on quality. I guess they saw things that they were kind of like head scratchers. But I mean, if you're familiar with Gotway, there always is some things that you just kind of wonder what they were thinking. But again, you see this monster shell with the Nikola, it obviously seems like there's room for more battery capacity. That shell is just incredibly big. And the lights, I do, I don't know what it says about me, but I do like these lights. I think they look cool. Some close-ups of the wiring, which they were generally were not impressed with the wiring. That was my impression. You have a cap. I guess that's a dust cap over where the axle nut would be. I guess, I don't know. I guess that's a smart thing to do. Again, it doesn't look like it was done in a very polished way, but yeah, I guess that makes sense. One of the things they talked about in the teardown was the lack of a heat sink that goes out into the wheel area to get additional cooling for the board. They thought that that was an odd omission. There you got your second battery. Here you got these speakers that are supposedly so awesome. You know, supposedly way better than KingSong. I don't know. I don't know enough about speakers to tell you if that's true or not. Let's see what else was significant. Yeah, here's the motor cable coming out of the dust cap again. LED lights, the monster handle, which is too thick to carry with one hand for any appreciable amount of time. They weren't impressed with these washers, I guess, the way that they're in there, the way that they hold the board in. There's a number of things that they were not all that impressed by as far as build quality goes. But I believe this was a prototype, so I guess maybe we should cut Gotway a break. Yeah, they thought this was interesting, this mounting right here. So I will, just refreshing my memory. Oh yeah, they said, they kind of indicated that this trolley handle was a pain in the ass to get out too. But they tore it all the way down. They were not impressed with this one, this wiring here. Yeah, this did not impress them. No comment on quality. And they even took the cover off the motor. Wow. And checked out the magnets. Yeah, they were very, very thorough. So this Eco Drift, they have some sort of direct in with Gotway. They really are all over the Nikola, where no one else really has any information about them. This Eco Drift seems to have everything going on there. So very cool. William, your comfort zone is 18 to 20 as far as speed goes. Yeah, I agree. I'm fine, like low 20s or whatever. I don't know. I don't feel a need to go fast. The fastest I've ever gone, I believe, was on my Gotway Monster. I believe it was seated, and according to Strava, I was doing 33 miles an hour at one time. But typically, a high speed ride for me is low to mid 20s maybe. But only if I'm riding a wheel that's well within its comfort zone. I'm not riding on the beep ever. Never, never, never. So Ulf is talking more about face planning and the role that low voltage has in that. And what he's saying is, because people don't realize, well, maybe they do, maybe they don't, that not only is the wheel propelling you forward, but it's also using power to balance your weight. So what Ulf said is, someone's cruising along at 25 miles an hour, they feel safe, but if they hit a bump in the road that throws their balance off and the wheel has to catch them to try to get them back on balance, that can use enough power that will send them, if there's not enough of a safety margin in there as far as power reserves, that could send them over the limit and cause a cutout. So, yeah, Ulf knows his shit, and some people know this and don't care and are willing to risk it. Some people don't know it and don't care to know, I guess. Michael King, what's up, all? Hello, fellow EU seers. Hi, Michael. I believe you've been in the stream before. I'm sorry, my memory is not great, but your name sounds familiar to me. Either that or you've commented on my videos or something. Ulf says, most awkward on the Nikola. Back to mini MOSFETs again. Really don't. Yeah, they did. They did comment on that. How the MOSFET size was lower or smaller. And then I thought, did I read on the forums or someone tried to explain that there's a reason for that? That I don't know. They're like the older MOSFETs, the bigger MOSFETs were over-engineered, and now Gotway is doing something differently, that they don't need such monster MOSFETs. I believe that was the explanation that I heard. Yeah, I don't get it either, but time will tell if it's a problem or not, I guess. Still no control over the lights with the app. Oh no, actually I think you can control the lights somewhat with the app, I believe. Or was it all with buttons again? I don't remember from that video. But you still can't upgrade the app or the firmware on the Gotway wheel on the Nikola with your phone, which I think is asinine. But that's just me. Build with Nailer says, I always wanted to do a GoPro video using the chest strap, gliding with joggers and eating crackers with Cheese Whiz and a big gulp of soda. Well, I have a chest strap for my GoPro. I've never used it. I think in general, the reason that I don't use it is I think having the exact same viewpoint all the time gets boring. Not for me, I guess, at least. And I think in general that you want to have some sort of variety in what you're shooting. Because most of my videos I'm drinking coffee, obviously. So, but I think a chest mount is good in certain situations in small doses, but I would not want that to be my exclusive viewpoint. They prefer the term runners. Yes, Rocky Top runners. I don't know if I call myself a jogger. I don't think I call myself a runner. Although I do say I run once a week. I don't say I jog once a week. I run once a week. But realistically, my pace anymore is a jog. It's not a run. But I don't know. Yeah, I think I would prefer to be called a runner, even if it's not true. 33NG. So glad I will never own a Gotway. Such poor build quality. Even with this new model coming out, you would have thought they would have listened to feedback, but obviously not. Well, I mean, when you compare Gotway's build quality to what it was, you know, like back with the original M Supers and stuff, and then the mess with the M Super S's, popping boards left and right, you know, just some really bad quality control stuff. Compared to that, I think that they're significantly better than they were. That's not saying that they're approaching the quality of KingSong or Inmotion or Ninebot Segway, but I think they're better than they are, and for some people, are better than they were. And I think for some people, they put value on not being speed limited. They don't care that much about the quality control. They like to be able to have a powerful wheel that goes far, and that's the most important thing to them. And if that's the most important thing to them, it's not for me to say it's right or wrong. It's just, you know, different strokes for different folks. I have 3 Gotway wheels, and I like them all. So, you know, and yes, there's some very shitty workmanship and quality control in all of them. But it doesn't stop me from enjoying the wheels. Michael King says, I enjoy using my helmet mount so I don't have to hold a pole. But the pole view seems to make better videos. Yeah, helmet mounts, I would say helmet mounts the same, as far as I'm concerned, helmet mounts the same thing as a chest mount. You know, you have a stationary viewpoint. But that's not to say that you know, that's just not my personal preference. Like I've talked, I think on the last stream, about Chooch's videos. Like Chooch's videos are almost all identical. It's him on a selfie stick, with very little interaction otherwise. You know, Chooch is a great rider and does cool things, but it's the same thing all the time. And there's a lot of people that they love that. They eat it up and they want more. And yeah, so it's you know, everyone's different. Everyone has different likes and dislikes, and I create content that I find enjoyable, and Chooch does stuff that he finds enjoyable. Everyone that's put stuff out there on YouTube, more or less, is trying to put stuff out there that they think that they would like themselves. So that's all you can do. Build with Nailer. Okay, we're talking Build with Nailer's talking more about runners versus joggers. Yep. Runners make for better cop videos. Yeah. Speaking of cop videos, I've been on this kick lately where, like, I've been watching all of these road rage videos. I don't know why. I find it. I don't. Generally speaking, I don't have a very addictive personality. Although I have exhibited addictive behavior certain times in my life, like World of Warcraft, certain times. But yeah, for some reason, I can't get enough of these road rage videos. You know, where just people have dash cams going on and they catch these interactions. It's just, I don't know. I'll go from one to another, and I don't know why I find that so interesting. But I'll tell you that it actually has modified my thought processes somewhat while driving, where I see situations, and you know, you can see situations developing, and how to avoid them usually is very, very easy. And you know, I'm more aware of those situations, and I don't know. If you've never watched road rage videos, the channel that I'm subscribed to is called Fury Road, I believe. Look up Fury Road on YouTube, and just it won't make you feel. It will not make you feel better about people. Let's put it that way. People just do some stupid things sometimes, man. It just the thing that burns me the most is, like, you'll have someone that, an aggressive driver, he'll do something stupid, like he'll come up the side, maybe on the shoulder, and then cut someone off, and then the person that they cut off gets pissed off and they hit the horn, and the aggressive driver that did the shithead move, jams on the brakes and starts brake checking them, or sometimes they'll stop the vehicle and they want to fight them, because they dared to honk at them for driving like an asshole. And it's just, I don't know, road rage videos, it's my latest thing. What can I say? Okay, back to the chat. Gadget fan, did my GoPro Hero 7 survive the fall? Yeah. Again, I mentioned it on the video that is still uploading right now. God. Okay. Well, okay, it's almost done. It's processing. I mentioned in that video that I shot the video today on my GoPro 7. What I did was I took my dikes, and because the glass cover, I guess that makes it waterproof, that was over the lens, was shattered. I think in the video I shot last week, I showed a brief picture of it. It was shattered. So I just took a dikes and just grabbed the glass that was anywhere near the lens and just kind of busted it all out. So now I still have a rough edge around it, but the actual camera area is unobstructed. In the video today, you can't tell. So yeah, it does still work. I'm lucky. And I would have been really pissed if I broke that thing, since I just got it for Christmas. So it lives for another day. And it is also in, I did have it in one of these foam windsocks. So maybe that helped a little bit, cushion the impact. Okay, build with Nailer. Yes, the Hero 7 survived. You've been doing horse videos with the Hero 7 on a gimbal? I have to be honest with you, I'm surprised that you would even feel the need to be using gimbal with the Hero 7 with the new digital ultra smoothing. It's pretty darn good. I mean, it's not as good as a gimbal, but it's close enough that it makes me not want to go through the hassle of using a gimbal. On today's video, there's a portion where I was off-road riding a trail, and the camera was moved because it was on the one wheel, and it was very tough to balance. And the camera was moving all over the place. If I had my GoPro 3, I mean, you probably would have got motion sickness. But the 7 did a really good job of smoothing it out. I mean, you'll see. I mean, I was very, very unstable there, and it made the picture bearable. So I'm very impressed with the ultra smoothing, or the smoothing technology. I like the picture quality. Some people say that it looks a little bit too saturated. It does look more saturated than the GoPro 3 video, but I actually like that look somewhat in videos, so I like it. With the latest firmware update that I installed, it helped with low light performance. last week one of the videos I shot was it was getting very, very dark out, and the picture quality still looked good. So I'm very, very happy with the GoPro 7. It's a nice camera, and you can tweak it. I mean, I have it, the video settings, I have it in Pro Tune mode just so I could change the audio and the field of view. I'm using super wide view, but I don't have any of the other video settings like color or and contrast. None of that stuff has changed, so you can tweak it however you want, but I'm happy with the way it is right now. Okay, so Ulf agrees with me that Gotway quality got way better. Yeah, well, I mean Ulf, I think especially the MSX, I think that the build quality in on that system board, and the motor and the I think the MSX is definitely was a huge step up in build quality. And I guess you'll find out, huh? You'll have one soon, but I've seen very, very few complaints about the MSX. Matthias burned his up, but he was trying to do it, and he abused the shit out of that thing. And he still loves the wheel. He loves the MSX. Although, did you see what did you see? I assume most of you people here are familiar that Matthias got a 2400 volt monster, an 84 volt 2400 watt monster that he's gonna trick out like crazy. Use all the he's been doing a lot of programming with miniature IC boards like an Arduino and stuff. He's gonna be like putting custom lights on there, custom temperature sensor. He's gonna really customize that monster wheel, so it's going to be very cool. Although I am curious how he's going to like it for the kind of riding he does, and because where he lives, there's a lot of hilly terrain, and hills is not the forte of a monster. It's kind of hard to get that big wheel to feel very torquey, to handle hills very well, or to accelerate very fast. So it's going to be interesting to see what his experience is on there. I'm sure he's going to make a similar set of pads to what he did on the MSX, and that might actually help because the problem is getting the thing to lean just because it's so big. So maybe if he made a set of those pads that curl out, he would be able to apply power better on a monster. I'm sure he's going to try, no doubt. Ulf, yeah, as far as your comment about the Nikola and stuff, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with it. Like I said last time Marty was on, I don't have any urge to run out and get a Nikola. Although I kind of like the way it looks. There's nothing about it that makes me feel like I have to have it. But I am going to be interested in seeing what what the real deal is. If it looks nice, or it's a good looking wheel, but it performs poorly, or just its build quality shitty. Who knows? You never know with Gotway. They're rolling the dice. But they have made a lot of nice wheels lately. I mean, in addition to the MSX, the MCM5, Marty loves that thing, and for its form factor, has incredible power. It's a great hill climber. I've heard no quality complaints about the MCM5 either, so they're definitely doing better. That's my opinion. Road rage videos will tick you off, put you in angry mode. I don't know, Build with Nailer. I don't know if I don't feel pissed off really when I see them. I feel disappointed in the human race. That's probably my overwhelming feeling when I see road rage videos. But I do have a dash cam, by the way. I have, so who knows? I may actually. I did post a video to my Facebook a few weeks ago. I have it in the Prius. It's only in the Prius. There was to get back to work from the gym. There's a 3-lane road that goes straight, and then there's 2 left turning lanes, which turn onto the road where my office is. So I was ready to turn. I was in the right-hand lane of the 2 turning lanes. I was in the right lane because once I make that turn, then I have to make a pretty quick right into the government complex. So the light was green, but we were slowing down. We're slowing down. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then I see there's some guy in was it a Porsche? I don't know. It might have been a Porsche SUV. I don't remember. It was a pretty expensive car, but he was slowing down prematurely, and the light goes yellow and it goes red, and I am swearing at this point, and which I try to bleep out in the video. But then, once the light turns red, he, from the right lane, he goes and he cuts in front of the car that's in the left lane that's stopped because the light is red, and he does a U-turn, going the opposite direction. And I was just like flabbergasted. And that kind of stuff happens all the time down here. There are so many elderly drivers down here in Southwest Florida. It's staggering. And the biggest thing that I've noticed with elderly drivers is they cannot accurately judge speed and distance. They're constantly pulling out in front of people, and maybe because of stiffness in the neck, they can't see blind spots, so they just say, "Yeah, screw it. Well, we're gonna try it." Happens so much, you know. But despite that, you know, I used to get really bent out of shape, and in this video that I'm referring to, I was bent out of shape. But I do try to keep a calmer head and have a little internal discussion to think. Is this energy expenditure by me going to be worth the end result? Is there anything positive that's going to come out of me freaking out on somebody? And the answer almost always is no. So, you know, that's a mature thing to do. Not to say that I'm always mature, because I'm not, but, you know. All right. So Buildwood Nailer says that the Hero 7 front glass is easy to replace. Oh, really? Okay. I thought I was out of luck with that. I didn't know that it protected the coating on the lens. Replace front glass Hero 7. And replace the lens. Oh. 2 minutes, huh? Okay. Alright. I just did a search, and it's it does look like it might not be that hard. Okay, I will take a look at that. Those of you that are interested, my video on my channel finally finished processing. It is now up. It is published. See, what's a pain for me is when I make an EUC video or 3D video that I upload it to 2 channels at the same time, so it takes double the time. And if it's a 10, okay, yeah, it's on EUC Army, it's done as well, it's complete. So it takes double the time, and that's one of the reasons that I wasn't that big into always processing in the highest resolution possible, because my upload times are ridiculous. You know, I have like a 10 megabit upstream internet plan, but even with that, I mean, when you're uploading a 9 gig video twice, it takes forever, man. It takes too long. All right. Buildwood is talking more about the front glass. Yeah, so I will look into the front glass replacing on the 7. If it's relatively easy to do, I guess I should do it. Ulf says, if I wouldn't be convinced about the Gotway quality, I wouldn't buy the MSX. Yes, that's a logical statement. If you thought it was a piece of shit, I don't think you would buy one. Even as a KingSong guy, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't, at least at this point, I don't call myself a KingSong guy, a KingSong guy, or a KingSong guy, a Gotway guy, a Segway guy. I'm just the EUC PEV guy. Just give my opinions on things as I experience them. Okay. All right, so it's getting lengthy, but I want to see what else I have on my show notes here. Okay, so again, I don't know how many skateboard people we have in here right now. It seems like it's mostly EUC guys. I don't know who knows who Jay Boston is. Jay Boston is a guy from Australia. He's real big into electric skateboards. He gets sent a lot of them to review. I believe they send them to him for free, and he reviews them and gets to keep them, I think. And he reviewed the Meepo NLS. And Meepo, this is the latest skateboard that Meepo introduced, and NLS stands for Next Level Skateboard. Very creative naming there at Meepo. And the thing is it's a similar board to the Meepo V2. I have a V2P, and I bought Katie and Daniel a V2 for Christmas. So it's similar in specs to the V2, which costs roughly $400, but the NLS is $599. And for that $599, I guess you get the Kingpin trucks. You get a different motor, albeit not necessarily a faster motor. I think the wheels are slightly different. The deck construction is slightly different. But the point of my of that is, I got the impression watching Jay's review, like he said it was good. This was good. That's not bad. You know, it seemed like he didn't really. It seemed like he wasn't that impressed with it, but he was afraid to flat out say he was not that impressed with it because it was given to him for free, and I can understand that. I guess it's probably hard to come down hard on something that you were given for free, because I experienced that myself with the partnership I had with GearBest for a little bit with 3D printers. They sent me a couple 3D printers to review, and you almost feel like you need to talk up the thing that you were sent for free to generate sales for that person, you know, because that's why they're sending it to you for free. So it's hard. It's a hard line to walk to be a reviewer like that and give your honest opinion. That's why I like on YouTube, there's a guy called Preston. His channel is called Press Reset, and he's a real big e-skateboarder up in New York City, and he gets, much like Jay, he gets sent all kinds of stuff for free, and he is very, very honest with his reviews, and I appreciate that. And I'm sure it's not easy to do, and I'm sure some relationships that he had with certain companies went away because he would, you know, he said if something wasn't good in his opinion, he would say it. So there's something to be said about someone that's brave enough to do that, because it's not an easy thing. So I think Jay was lukewarm at best on the NLS, but he was kind of afraid to say it. That was the impression that I got. Okay. Yeah, well, if you said you're going to be here for 15 minutes, and it's an hour and 45 or so, or an hour and a half, I don't know. But I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate your knowledge, and you know, maybe sometime we can arrange. You know, I'm not married to doing the stream at this time. It doesn't have to be at this time. So you know, maybe we can make arrangements that you could you know, join one of the shows sometime. That'd be good. I appreciate all of the knowledge that you bring. All right, I'm just reading here. Oh, okay, so Ulf is familiar with Press Reset, and he likes him as well. I'm kind of curious what's going on with him. He hasn't been putting out a lot of videos very often, and his partner, or I don't know what, the guy that he used to shoot videos with all the time, it's not Dan. What the heck is his name? Oh my God, how can I not remember his name? He's an Asian guy. I can't remember his name right now for some reason. The joys of getting old. But he hasn't been around in the videos in quite a while, so I'm just wondering what happened there, because they seem to be really good friends, and it was entertaining watching them interact with each other. So I don't know what's going on, if he's if Preston's having some sort of issues right now, but hopefully he gets back on track, because I really do like his stuff. He's real big into 3D printing as well. He has a separate channel, I believe, that he does his 3D printing stuff. That's how I found him originally, was from 3D printing, and then I later discovered that he's into skateboards as well, probably more so than 3D printing. 33NG Duff. I have a cheapo e-skate. Oh wait, I'm sorry. A cheapo Ecan H9 action cam, and like that it records in 10-minute segments. Duff, as a GoPro guy, does it do the same if you record an hour's video, or is it just one long file? I do think it breaks it at a certain point. I don't remember what that point is. With my GoPro, I never shoot one long continuous shot like that, so I can't tell you 100%. but I'm almost sure that there is a file size length, and it will just go to the next file once it hits that 2 gigs maybe. I'm not sure. I don't want to give inaccurate information, but there definitely is a limit to how big the file size will be. Okay, Brett, thanks for stopping by, bud. I appreciate it. Enjoy your new jacket. It's going to be fun, I'm sure. 33NG, I really want to buy a GoPro, but having to go through an hour's video to find the part you need to trim is a concern for me. But you make long videos, how do you manage it? Well, the way that I'm shooting is, you know, that's why I like to have it handheld, is I'm stopping and starting. You know, I'm stopping and starting those segments. I don't just start the video and let it roll the whole time. I'm stopping and starting. So you know, sometimes I could have several dozen clips that I put into my video editor, but I'm never just shooting one long video. You're right, if you did it that way, if you just shot a continuous video and then tried to break it up, it would be very tedious. So yeah, at least for the way that I do things, it would not work at all, so I do not do it that way. Okay, so the other video that I wanted to mention, and I want to make sure I give proper attribution because I got shit for not doing that a few weeks ago. I saw this on Facebook, but he also has a YouTube channel. I've seen his stuff before. His YouTube channel is called Kuji Rolls, Kujirolls. He's an Asian guy, but I believe he lives, I don't know, Hong Kong or Singapore. I don't know where he lives because he speaks very good English. But he did a video comparison of the MSX to the 18L. And I just wanted to just play a little bit of it here. And again, Kuji Rolls, I'm giving you attribution. Don't get mad at me. Page. And again, a lot of you might have seen this. Okay, this is where I saw it on Facebook. I don't know if he owns an MSX and an 18L. It kind of seems that way, but he was doing a pretty thorough comparison of the two. Although I don't think did he test range? I don't know that he tested range, but he was testing speed, acceleration, stopping, power, convenience as far as the the trolley handles and stuff. And it seemed like he echoed that the 18L was probably a better commuter wheel. Smoother, but overall it seemed like he preferred the MSX because he preferred the raw power and speed of the MSX. So I thought it was kind of interesting. It was funny when I was watching the end of the video, based on what he was saying throughout the video, I thought he was going to say that he preferred the 18L, but yeah,
way more convenient to use because they took care of all the amenities of like a handle in the center that's nice with no spin button with USB ports that work. Now, if you ask me which one I think is better, I'm gonna have to give it to the M Super X. The M Super X has more power, more speed, and it really keeps the pedals nice and tight. I think the fear of having this M Super X fail on you with the same typical problems that they had in the past.
So again, if you go back and you watch the entire video, I'm curious if you would feel like I did that he was going to say that he preferred the 18L, but evidently he did not. So good video. Kuji Rolls. I've seen some of his other stuff too on YouTube, and he's good. He does a good job. He's good at, unlike me, he's good at cutting to the point and keeping his videos short. Does good editing work. So yeah, he's a quality EUC YouTuber for sure. Alright, so what did I miss here? William, I found that by letting your battery get low as possible without compromising safety before recharging to full every time helps greatly with battery lifespan. Yeah, well, I've heard that as well, and it's funny with my, with my EUCs, I have the factory chargers, and whether I run the wheel down to 5% or 70%, when I'm done, I just slap it on the charger and let it charge to full and go, and I realized that is not the ideal way to do things. When I got the Dualtron, Jason included one of those 5 amp chargers that has variable variable charge rates, and variable capacity. So you can set a dial to charge anywhere from 70 to 100% capacity, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And the official recommendation with the Dualtron battery is for 9 out of every 10 charges only charge to 90%. And evidently, when you do it that way, you're going to maximize the lifespan of your battery. And based on what William said in those incredible numbers on his IPS, I mean, 6,000 miles on the original battery, and he still gets 15 miles of range. That still blows me away. But it sounds like you use that strategy where, I don't know if you do, well, I guess you don't do a partial recharge, but you recharge only when the battery is very low. So interesting. It's very interesting. Clay asked me, what video editing stuff do you use? For many years, my editing was in good old Microsoft Movie Maker. In the last 3 to 4 years, I've been using, at least 3 years, a product called Camtasia by TechSmith. You know, it's not as high-end as Adobe Premiere, and not nearly as high-end as Adobe Premiere, but it's powerful enough. And I think it costs somewhere around $200. It's not free, but it's good quality stuff. I'm familiar with how to make it work, and I haven't had the need to switch yet. So that's what I use, Camtasia. Look it up online. Build with Naylor says lithium doesn't have that memory like Nike has had. That is true, but even with lithium batteries, if you look it up, they will recommend that you do not charge them to 100%. I don't remember all the physics behind it or the reasons behind it, but as far as longevity goes, you're better off not doing full charges. Honest, I'm not kidding. It's a 680. Oh, okay, so you have a 680 watt-hour battery. Okay, well that makes sense. But because yeah, the Ninebot 1E Plus had like you said, like a 340 or something like that, 300 something, maybe 325. But I never got 15 miles out of it either, even brand new. So that's very, very impressive. So okay, guys, I think I've covered what I wanted to cover. I'm tired. Like I said, I've been getting poor sleep because the cut on my ankle wakes me up when I bump it at night. I've expelled a lot of energy watching the Eagles have a miraculous win against the Bears. And okay, Build with Naylor gave a clarification on his battery statement. He said you can charge them before letting them go fully dead. 50. Okay. So it sounds like you agree with it's best to not charge to full all the time, but you don't have to wait till it's dead to do so. Right? Yeah, I agree with that too. So, anyways, yeah, William, you were here the whole time. You were here from the get-go, so I appreciate it. Again, don't forget that there is a podcast version of this. If you've never, or like if you wanted to catch up on previous shows, you could watch the video. But then you're tied to a computer to do that. If you just subscribe to the podcast, you can go back and listen to all the previous videos. This is actually episode 15 of the show. You know, the first 9 or 10, is Marty and I, and then and primarily me with Marty on the last show. And Marty will be back with other shows as well if he wants to. It's always fun to get Marty involved as well. But yeah, I think that's all I got for now. I'm tired. I gotta go to work tomorrow. I appreciate you stopping in. Look for the podcast version tomorrow, and check out the video they just finished uploading. There's some interesting stuff in there. And maybe by the time the next live stream happens in 2 weeks, which would be, let's see, that would be the 20th. Is that right? Wow. Yeah. January 20th, I may have the mystery vehicle. I've had a lot of mystery vehicles lately, but the mystery vehicle that I'm giving no further hints on, except that I hope that it's not junk. That's your hint. Yeah, William. Yeah, good luck with your monster, dude. I'm excited for you. I'm sure you're gonna love it. So that's all I have for you for now. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Thanks for stopping in. And until next time, Duffman out.